They said don't date at work. They said it ruins careers. They said it creates tension. They said it never ends well. So I listened. And on the one night that could have changed everything, I walked out of a bar with the wrong woman. And the one I actually cared about? She never looked at me the same again. I worked with her for a year and a half. Same office, same projects, 40 hours a week. It didn't start dramatically. It was small things, coffee breaks, shared complaints about deadlines, talking about family, weekend plans, random life stories in between tasks, the kind of connection that builds slowly without you realizing it. I liked her almost immediately. And I'm not delusional. I genuinely believe she liked me too. She wasn't loud or flirtatious. She was shy, polite, reserved, but she would find excuses to sit near me. She remembered small details about my life. She laughed at my worst jokes. And when you spend that much time with someone, feelings grow. Other people noticed too. That's when everything became complicated. The moment I mentioned it to friends, they laughed. Don't do it. Never mix work and relationships. Don't mess up your income. You'll regret it. Even coworkers started giving me warnings. Some said I should trust their experience. A few female colleagues warned me about crossing lines or creating discomfort. Someone casually mentioned how situations like that can turn into complaints. Suddenly, something that felt natural started to feel dangerous. I began overthinking every interaction. Was I reading too much into it? Would asking her out make her uncomfortable? Would it create tension in the office? Instead of trusting what I felt, I got scared. Then came the office holiday party. She looked incredible that night. Not just physically. She looked relaxed, confident, different from the everyday office version of herself. And she stayed close to me the entire evening. We talked constantly. We laughed. Even in a crowded room, we somehow ended up standing next to each other. After the official party ended, a group of us decided to continue the night at a bar. On the walk there, 2 coworkers pulled me aside. Be careful. Don't do something stupid. You'll regret it Monday morning. Those words stayed in my head. By the time we reached the bar, I wasn't thinking about her anymore. I was thinking about consequences. Inside the bar, she stayed near me again. But instead of leaning into the moment, I pulled away. I avoided eye contact. I acted distracted. I created space. I could see the confusion on her face. Then something changed in her expression. She understood. She quietly moved to sit with the other women from work. That was probably the moment everything shifted. Later that night, 2 women who weren't part of our group started talking to us. One of my colleagues encouraged it. He was playing wingman, and instead of following my heart, I followed the safer option. I convinced myself this was easier, less complicated, no risk to my job. By the end of the night, I left the bar with one of those women. As I walked out, I felt it. Her eyes on me. Not angry, not dramatic, just disappointed. And I knew I had sent the wrong message. After that night, she didn't confront me. She didn't create drama. She remained professional, polite, kind. But something was gone. Her smile in the mornings wasn't the same. She stopped holding eye contact. The warmth disappeared. And distance is worse than anger, because anger means someone still cares. Distance feels final. Everyone told me it was for the best. You avoided a mess. Smart move. You protected your job. But it didn't feel smart. It felt empty. Here's what I've learned. Regret doesn't come from the risks you take. It comes from the chances you were too afraid to take. I could have asked her out respectfully. I could have had an honest conversation. I could have accepted rejection like an adult. Instead, I chose safety. And safety cost me possibility. Weeks later, I found out something that made it worse. The coworker who encouraged me to talk to those other women? He asked her out shortly after that party. And that's when it hit me. While I was protecting myself from hypothetical consequences, someone else was decisive. Opportunity doesn't wait for the most cautious person in the room. It moves toward the person who acts. Workplace relationships do carry risk. Yes, they can complicate things. Yes, professionalism matters. But there's a difference between being responsible and being paralyzed by fear. I didn't lose her because dating at work is automatically wrong. I lost her because I let other people make my decision for me. I allowed outside voices to override my own instincts. And in trying to avoid awkwardness, I created something worse. A permanent what if. Sometimes the biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong person. It's choosing inaction. I thought I was protecting my career. Instead, I may have lost something rare. Jobs can be replaced. Moments cannot. They said don't date at work. I listened, and now I have to live with it.